and good morning to all of you. And I would like to, I hope I'm visible for everybody now. I'd like to welcome you all to this meeting of the Youth Initiative of the World Academy of Art and Science in collaboration with the UN office in Geneva. We have a number of leading organizations with us today and other dedicated youth activists and leaders. And apart from the UN office itself, we have ILO, WTO, the UNFPA, the Young UN organization, our partners, POP Movement, Fridays of the Future, and many others. And I hope you'll all get a chance to meet each other if you don't know each other and interact. I'd like to give you a brief background on the Academy, this project, and our objectives from the youth participation in it. Very briefly, the Academy itself was founded in 1960 by very eminent intellectuals whose names you would know, like Einstein, Bertrand Russell, the creators of the atomic bomb, Robert Oppenheimer, all of whom later on had a chance to reflect on what they had done and have serious misgivings about the role of science and technology in peace and human development. So unlike many national academies, our focus is not on disciplinary pure research. Our focus is on global issues, global challenges, and how the knowledge from all of the disciplines, science and the arts, can contribute to addressing these problems. So our orientation is not theoretical, though we look at theory, but on application. And this project really had its origins in 2013 in our first partnership with the UN in Geneva, where we organized a conference on the need for a new paradigm in human development. And we had about 200 diplomats and heads of leading NGOs and other organizations to look at these challenges: political, ecological, economic, financial, social, technological. And we came to a conclusion, a consensus, that the existing way in which we're dealing with these problems is simply inadequate. We cannot effectively deal with the challenges we have today with the way our institutions are functioning, with the way our leadership is functioning, but also based on the policies we have, our institutions, and also even our theory. Even the theoretical framework is inadequate. We have to change the way we think. So this project that we're now launched last year with UNOG, which we call Global Leadership in the 21st Century, is predicated on the fact that we've got problems that require a transformational change. And we're not here to discuss the problems. We've done that, and there are countless organizations that have done it. We're not even really here to talk about the ideal perfect solutions, which are pretty easy to come by on paper. We know what we should do on climate if we really want to solve it. What we're here is, how do we break the log jam, the barriers that are preventing us from moving forward? So we're trying to be practical, not theoretical. We're not talking about the ideal utopian solutions. We're talking about what we can do. And as activists, that's what you're interested in too. You're interested in how can we make an impact. And that's why we're very interested and eager to relate to you in this project. So what we have done in the Academy is we've created 14 working groups. You can get an idea because they cover pretty much all the issues on the table today. And we've also created what we call some cross-cutting groups, which have an impact on all of these the subject area. The role of civil society and youth, prominently there, the role of information and media, the role of art and culture, which is usually ignored, and of course, the role of traditional academia. And it's good to see that some academic institutions are now turning more and more to what impact they have and not just being content with their theoretical studies. So what we're talking about is a project that's multidisciplinary. We involve and want to involve people from all perspectives, not just academic, from business, from government, civil society. It's multi-sectoral, and we're trying to involve as far as we can the stakeholders from all these groups as well. And as I said, what we're looking for is catalytic strategies that can really have impact. So this I put up just to say in 2 words that the idea of social transformation is not new. We have seen at the national level and at the global level some radical changes in the past over decades. The difference today is instead of focusing on one issue like human rights or the economy, which is what we did on the New Deal, or the environment, or food, or technology, they're all on the table at once, and they're all so interconnected with each other that unless we're going to look at them as a whole and as a complex nexus, we're not going to be able to effectively address them piecemeal. And that's the philosophy of this project, that rapid change is possible, quantum change is possible, but it needs to be much faster than it's ever been before because the challenges are that the world is moving so quickly. We can't have the leisure pace of the earlier decades. We've got to move faster, and we've got to move in a coordinated, concerted way rather than trying to piecemeal choose our favorite project or our favorite problem and work on it. So just as an outline, so you know where we are, we started the project late last year with briefings at the UN in Geneva, with UN agencies, with member states, with open to NGOs as well. And then we started reaching out to partner organizations. We have about more than 20 official partners now, but that list is growing, and to other groups to contribute. We constituted the 14 working groups, which I showed you, and began our research and consultations. And you can say this is our first, not our first official consultation with a wide range of youth groups. Leading up to the conference, the e-conference next month, we had originally scheduled 5 conferences during this period, and you all know why they didn't take place. And now we realized actually we may get the benefits of all 5 and a much wider representation by doing it as an e-conference. And so June will be the first time that our 14 working groups and partner organizations come together to tell us their initial thinking on what we should do and how we move forward. We're leading up to a major conference at Geneva in what is the week of, or the dates of the UN 75th anniversary. Like everybody else, we're not actually sure whether the conference will be. We had booked the conference and everything, but it will be as soon as time permits, then or afterwards. And we have a final report to the UN in partnership with UNOG, and then outreach programs, educational and other. So we're right in the middle of this process now. And what we are looking for, what we want from you, you're not here just to listen, you're not our audience, we're here to listen because we want to hear what you have to say. We not only want to hear what you have to say in this brief meeting, but we invite you through this meeting to participate in the process, the rest of the process. In the June conference, there'll be we have a request for proposals in our working groups. Those of you who are interested can tell us, and we will submit your names to the working groups so that you can participate in what they're doing, you can give your inputs to what they're doing, and in the conference in October and the final report. This is our invitation to you to help us, to share with us your ideas, to share with them from the perspective, a different perspective than a lot of us have, and to share with us from the fact that this is going to, these decisions and actions now are going to impact you much more than they will a lot of us who are older, in older generations. So please take this as a warm, serious invitation. It's the first time we're doing this. So if we are not as responsive as you would like, if we're not as adept at the network multitasking that the younger generations are, it's not because we're not interested. We'll learn from this process and try to do better as we go along. So I'd like to thank you for joining us here and for participating, and I'll be with you during the day, and I'm looking forward to listening and hearing from all of you. Thank you.